Well, as the year is starting to come to a close, there's one thing on a lot of people's minds: the new Pokemon games. It's hard to believe that Pokemon is turning 20 years old this year. 20 years. Well, in Japan at least. Here it's 18, but in Japan it's 20. And it is just so hard to think that. I remember back when the show started back in 98, and I remember getting my first Pokemon version of Crystal. Because I actually started late on the games. I didn't have a Game Boy later, so I always had to go and play my friends' Game Boys and stuff, but I did enjoy Crystal a lot until I lost it. It actually got stolen years ago when I was on a bus, so don't ever bring your Pokemon games to school. You'll never get them back if you lose them. So, with the Pokemon games now turning 20 years old, and we have some new games coming out, Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. And so far, everyone seems to be enjoying them. So, I don't know which one I'm going to get yet. I haven't got mine yet. I think I'm going to get Sun, but I'm not so sure yet. But from what I heard, they're very good. Some people are saying they're the best in the series, and I can't wait to get them. But I kind of wonder what their next remakes are going to be. A lot of people are saying that it's probably going to be Generation 4, and yeah, that is what they are most likely going to be. Generation 4. Gen 4 came out 10 years ago now, and it is probably getting close to time to remake them. I imagine they're going to be remade by 2018, 2019, or so, around there. But I wouldn't mind actually to see another Gen 1 remake, even though it's unlikely, because it's already been remade. Gen 1 is... a lot of people like it, but a lot of people also criticize it, mostly because of some of its faults. Some of its things, like its weird-looking sprites, or just that it didn't have that much of a story to go along with it, besides just, you gotta catch them all. So, I think if they were to remake it, they do need to make some changes to it. Kind of like how they had to do the Sapphire and Ruby remakes. So that's what this video is pretty much going to be about. It's just going to be just a few reasons of why I think they had to go and change it, what they should do, and things like that. So let's go ahead and get started and on what I think they should do. Rematches. This one is also already happening in a few games. They should go ahead and give rematches whenever you go and defeat a trainer or a gym leader or anything like that. In the original games, whenever you beat someone, you weren't able to go and challenge them again. They were beaten. So if you wanted to level up your Pokemon, your only chance was really to go and beat a ton of wild Pokemon, but the wild Pokemon always give you less experience, so you could be there forever and ever and ever, and it would just get so boring after a while. Luckily, they did start to fix this later on by letting us have rematches. So, I do hope they have rematches with not just regular trainers, but also with gym leaders and the Elite Four. It would really help having experience go up a lot faster, and just not having to go and beat a bunch of wild Pokemon and everything like that. More characters. One of the problems with the first Pokemon games was that it didn't have a lot of characters. All it really had was Red, Blue, Professor Oak, and Giovanni. That's really all. The later games did start to go and change this by adding a lot more people. In Pokemon Y and X, they have a lot more friends, they have more villains who are in the story and everything like that. They went and fixed it a lot more, and it really helped. It went and let more characterization go into the story and things like that. So I definitely wish they would have more characters in here, and I also wish that if they do add more characters, they would also let the female trainer be in their story, even if you don't choose her. So if you were to choose Red, then Leaf, if that were to be her name in the remake, she would also be in the game and kind of be your revival. The only difference from Blue is that she would just not be as mean and everything like that. She might give you little prizes, and she'll also go and revive your Pokemon right before you fight her, things like that. So it would be fun to have something like that in the story. So go ahead and do that. A slightly different story. Like I said in the very beginning of the video, the problem with the first Pokemon game was that it was very basic. It's just that you had to go and collect the badges, beat the Pokemon League, get all the Pokemon. That's all there really was. I would kind of like more of a story in the newer games, because that's what they do. Because one thing that they had in the very first game that never went anywhere was the war. One of the gym leaders, St. Large, said that he was in a war at one point. Maybe have something more like that. Describe the war. What was it like? What caused it? How many people died? What was it about? I'd like to know more about that. Or even have some different things in it. Have side quests. Something like, I don't know, on that little road that all the bikes go on, have a little race or something. You get a prize at the end. Have a bunch of other side quests. Maybe even have that ghostly hand in Lavender Town have a story or something. Kind of like that ghost girl in X and Y. That would be a lot more entertaining. To me, they should have a more different story. Have just more of a grips on it. Just go more out there with the story. Just don't have the basic plot. Just have a bunch of characters in there. Just have more of a different story. It would be a lot more entertaining if they do that. Join Team Rocket. So, some people might disagree with this, but here's what I think they could do. You can go and join Team Rocket as an undercover agent. If they want to, they can go and change one of the 2 missions you have on there, or they can add another mission in which you join Team Rocket and you have to get some information from them and then give it to Professor Oak or something. That could be kind of entertaining. You get to go and hang out with all the Rocket Grunts, make friends with them. You get to know more about Giovanni and what the organization is about. That could be pretty fun. I like it. You've never got to join any of the bad guys before. All you really get to do is go and defeat them. I think getting to know more about them would be kind of fun and just know what they are like behind the scenes. So, I think they should really do that. It would be kind of fun, different to what the other Pokemon games are. Just let it happen. I like it. More places to go. So, in the second games, once you win and beat Johto, they let you go to Kanto. That was a big difference and really cool. I like that. And in the remakes of Gen 1, they did add some islands that you can go to. That was something that was really cool. I never got to that, but I think that would be really cool if they did that. So, I really think it would be cool if they went and added new places, maybe a few new towns, or some kind of battle frontier-like thing where you get to go and fight a bunch of trainers. Just don't have the basic towns again. It would be kind of boring just having to do that. If they did add some new towns, it might be kind of interesting. Like maybe have a very brand new town that had just been built. So I'd really like that. I think it would be kind of interesting. Just don't have the same basic places again. Just don't do that. More about Red's father. So, a lot of people always have wondered where Ash's father is and what he's doing, and we've never really gotten any information on that, even after about 20 years of the show. I would really like them to have some more information on Red's father. What happened to him? Was he a Pokemon trainer? Was he a really good one? Is he dead? Did he defeat the Pokemon League? How many Pokemon did he get? Why did he leave? I'd really like to know all that kind of stuff. And if they could squeeze a lot of that stuff in, maybe even have you go and join up with him and have this big battle at the end. Maybe have that be the big battle at the very end of the game, or something. Like maybe after you go in and capture Mewtwo, you have to go to this other cave and your father's waiting there. Then you get to go in and challenge him. I think that would be really interesting, because pretty much in every Pokemon game, the only person who's related to you is your mother. That's really all that's there. I think the only Pokemon game where your father is there is, I think it's Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and their remakes. They've never ever had a father in any of the other games, I believe. So it would be really cool if they had the father in there. You get to challenge him in this really big battle, and then you get to talk with him afterwards and all that, and then maybe even challenge him again for a few more times, and even see the relationship between them rebuild. That would be really interesting. I'd like to see that, so I hope they put that in there if they ever remake these games. Different things to do. They really never had that many things to do in the Pokemon games rather than just the main things. I think it would be really interesting it would be really interesting if they went and just added a bunch of different stuff that you can do, like how I said all the side quests from earlier. That could be interesting. I can't really think of anything right now, but it would be really interesting if they did have some different kinds of side quests in there. Maybe even just I don't know. Have even have that kind of stuff like from the bird games where you get to go and join all those kind of contests where you get to dance around and whatever they did. It would be really interesting if they just add some slightly or even big different things from the first games. So I would like to see them do that. Maybe have a part with the original sprites. So a lot of people do like to criticize the sprites from the first game, but I would like if they did have a little homage to them. If you get to maybe play a mini game or something and it has the original sprites in it. Just the original overhead, the original Game Boy graphics, the original bad sprites with those weird looking goofy Pokemon. I think that would just be a great homage to the first games. I can imagine them giving all these really weird looking designs to all the more modern Pokemon, and they just really look nothing like what they really look like. I would like that. It would be kind of interesting, and then just it would also give the kids a chance who have never played the original games to go and see what these games were originally like. So I think that would be really cool. Just have a mini game or something like that, or just maybe have some part of the game where it gets to be like that. I would like that a lot. So that's really all I can think of for some Gen 1 remakes. They're probably not going to ever get remade, or at least for a while. We're probably going to get Gen 1 or Gen 4 remakes first, then probably Gen 5 remakes, then maybe a Gen 1 remake again. But that's not probably going to be for a long, long time. The only way I can see it happening soon is if they put it on eShop. That's the only reason I can see them doing it. But I would like to see some Gen 1 remakes. It would be really cool if they did it, just to make them more interesting and more like the games of today. So that's really all I have to say for this. I really would like to see that, but if they don't, what are you going to do? So I can't wait to try out the new games. I've heard they're really good, and I just hope I have the same opinion. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.